I'm so excited to visit the 33 islands of Bahrain.
A few moments later.
Minor correction, they found oil and now there's 84 islands. Welcome to Bahrain, one of the world's fastest growing countries in terms of both land area and economy. I don't think you can find it on this map. That's because it's a tiny archipelago in the Persian Gulf off the coast of Saudi Arabia. Bahrain's largest and most populous island is Bahrain Island. It's home to the capital, Manama, and 2/3 of Bahrain's population. Oh yeah, make sure you pronounce Bahrain with an H. They don't like it when you don't do that. Bahrain Island is connected to Saudi Arabia by the King Fahd Causeway, which stretches 15 miles over the Persian Gulf. What's that smell coming from the Persian Gulf? It's oil, and Bahrain is full of it. Oil was first discovered back in 1932 when the British were still in charge of Bahrain, but things really took off in the 1970s during the Arab oil embargo. Oil prices were high, and Bahrain was now making the big bucks. They soon turned to massive projects to make their country a gem of the Middle East. Skyscrapers began to dominate the skylines, and the quality of life improved. But reliance on oil can be fatal. Bahrain's leaders saw the terrifying examples of failed petrostates like Libya and Venezuela and looked to avoid that fate. Since the 1990s, Bahrain has been focused on becoming a financial and transportation powerhouse. Its capital city now serves as the financial capital of the Middle East. These economic moves have made Bahrain one of the wealthiest and fastest growing countries in the world, boasting large amounts of foreign investment and the second strongest currency in the world.
It looks like everything's great in Bahrain. I mean, look at this GDP graph. It just keeps going up and up and up and up. This growth has definitely come with some downside. In 2002, Hamad Al Khalifa made himself king of Bahrain, establishing what many believe to be an authoritarian regime. Members of the Al Khalifa family hold powerful government positions, and dissent to their rule is crushed. Most notably during the 2011 Arab Spring, when police and military worked together to arrest and torture protesters. And Shia Muslims are routinely discriminated against by the government. Freedoms of speech and expression are limited in the country, and the United States Congress has labeled Bahrain as not free. However, Bahrain has made great progressive strides in comparison to its Arab neighbors. Women have had the right to vote for over 2 decades, and gay marriage is legal in the country. Also, unlike other Arab nations, Bahrain has extremely close ties with the West and the United States. You see, Bahrain is almost completely desert and has no natural lakes or rivers within its borders. Bahrain relies heavily on free trade agreements with countries like the United States to support its population of over 1 million people, 60% of whom weren't even born in Bahrain. Bahrain also relies on the West for the protection of its waters. Most of Bahrain's natural gas and oil fields lie off its coast, which is home to hundreds of Bahraini oil rigs. These rigs are at risk of being attacked by Bahrain's neighbor, Iran. As a whole, the Persian Gulf supplies around 50% of the world's energy, all of which must pass through the Strait of Hormuz, a channel controlled partially by Iran, one of the United States' greatest enemies. Because of these geopolitical factors, Bahrain's location makes it the perfect place for a U.S. military base in the Middle East. Currently, over 9,000 U.S. military personnel are stationed at a naval base in Bahrain. Bahrain has also worked with the United States on the Abraham Accords, a deal that has normalized relations between Israel and Bahrain. While Bahrain and the United States might be close allies, Bahrain's best friend is its oil-rich neighbor, Saudi Arabia, who has been locked in a series of proxy wars with Iran. But that's for a different video. While Bahrain finds itself in the middle of a geopolitical struggle, it's also working to advertise itself as a great tourist destination. Bahrain hosts an F1 circuit and has its own soccer league. The country has great resorts and beaches, and is even constructing new islands in the south to serve as new tourist destinations. While Bahrain could have taken the path of failed petrostates like Libya and Venezuela, it is a country with a future on its mind, although there are some things it could fix. If you have your own thoughts about Bahrain or the situation in the Middle East, don't forget to comment them down below. And if you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for our next episode on the crowded country of Bangladesh.